No fight left, or so it seems. I am a man whose dreams have all deserted. I've changed my name, I've changed my face, but no one wants you when you lose. Don't give up, 'cause you have friends. Don't give up, you still have us. Don't give up, 'cause somewhere there's a place where we belong. Oh, you have such a beautiful voice, sweetie. Thanks. You know, sometimes I just want to wrap my arms around you. I want to hold you tight and tell you everything's going to be okay. I want to put my hands on your pretty face and kiss you. Sweetie, the camera's on. What? Oh, for crying out loud. This was almost a very different kind of video. Nah. Hoka, hey, BOOZHOO. And welcome back to BOOZHOO NANABOOZHOO, the early morning live stream podcast. And Jim Dunn is here. BOOZHOO, Jim. It's nice to see you. Mino Giga Jeb, my brother. Jim's here. BOOZHOO, Jim. Natasha says BOOZHOO. And so today's Ojibwe word of the day. Should we wait around until some more people show up? I don't know. Bejig nijnes way ni win, nanin enin godwas way, nijwas way, nishwas way, jungus way, and midas way. We will teach you how to count to 10 in Ojibwe. Mowing, everybody. Buddy, you're a boy, make a big noise, playing in the street, gonna be a big man someday. You got mud on your face, you big disgrace. Somebody better put you back into your place. Man, what a great poem. We will rock you is a dumb lyric, but everything else is great. Let's see, Daniel Black is here. BOOZHOO, Daniel. BOOZHOO, you horrible lot. That's right, Daniel's from Scotland. You horrible lot. What do they say in Scotland? They don't say bloody L like they do in England. BOOZHOO, Jessica Gonzalez. Oh, BOOZHOO, Jessica. Thank you for joining the show. I was just singing Queen. Buddy, oh, a boy, make a big noise, playing in the street, gonna be a big man someday. You got mud on your face, you big disgrace. Kicking your can all over the place. I don't know why. Why? She ran away, and I wonder where she will stay. Siggy be gunning. La 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 la, run away. Do 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 do. Zoomin Gwanny. A Siggy be gunning. Zoomin Gwanny. Smiles at. You know, that's the problem with the masks ultimately. We've banned smiling. You know, have you tried to smile at people with your eyes in Walmart? Yeah, it doesn't really work. I know, it just looks like you're squinting at them. It's hard to it's hard to express non-verbally when you can't smile at people. So Grieving Turtle's here. BOOZHOO, Grieving Turtle. Do you want to say hello to old Griever? BOOZHOO! Hello. Grieving Turtle says, how big is the Scotland Yard? 36 inches? Oh, because it's a yard. You get it? Yeah, that's pretty cute. And then Ezekiel 17 Squirrel says, Anin BOOZHOO Sanago Nini Nindijanakaz. Sanago? Gindijanakazna? What does Sanago mean? Sanago. Sounds like a type of car. Drive free in the new Dodge Sanago. Dodge Sanago. Jessica says, Grieving Turtle, I'm so glad you're here. Yesterday, Grieving Turtle asked me if there's an animal that I connect with, and I wasn't really ready to answer that, so I defaulted to my cat. The old Gajagans is her power animal. Sanago is the spiritual is squirrel, like Gidamo. Oh, okay. Or Jidamu. Yeah, in our neck of the woods, we call squirrels a Jidamu or Misajidamug because we have like gray squirrels and red squirrels. Daniel Black likes the Scotland Yard joke. That's a very Indian joke. You know how long the Scotland Yard is? 36 inches. Just like the Leech Lake Yard. We're the same. Jessica, I have no real answer for you, Grieving Turtle. I kept thinking about it yesterday. Ezekiel 17 Squirrel. Rama, Ontario. We just say Sanago for squirrel. Oh, cool. Sanago. Maybe we should start calling him Sanago. Hoka hey. You know, up here when we when a couple kind of hooks up at a powwow, we call it snagging. But you know, like the desperado, maybe a person who snags a lot is like snagago. There's a joke there somewhere. I can't quite get at. But this word is Zumin Guani, Asigi B I Gunnin, smiles at numbers, was a name I gave my great niece. And yeah, we didn't have a proper naming ceremony. My niece lives in Norway. My brother has children whose mom was a Norwegian. And then she had a little girl who's growing up and she's learning the language. You know, she's just proud of her ancestry. And so I thought, well, you know what? And I forgot maybe tomorrow I'll have a little video of her. She's counting to 5 in OJIBWE. And then she gets all bashful and she smiles. So I said, your Indian name will be Smiles at Numbers. Zumin Guani, Asigi B I Gunnin. And that was like those, I think it's a Sioux thing to name somebody with like an action verb. You know, like I knew a guy whose last name was Walks Over Ice. I am Kelvin Walks Over Ice. Like, oh, that's cool. You know, I am Shirley Kills the Enemy. I am, Dances with Wolves. Excuse me. But for a second I was like, well, in the Indian way, you're supposed to give your elder a tobacco, and I need to go on a fast, and I will have a vision of your name. But I was just on YouTube, and I was like, the heck with that. This is my great niece. I can give her a name if I want. Why don't you all shut up? I'm an elder now. Jessica says, for me, it's La Chicote Hecotea. And that's the Spanish word for the Taino word. I can't read that. That's pond sliders that the native are to the Caribbean. I have a connection to them because of my grandpa, who grew up in Cuba, as we say. When he had a stroke, he kept asking me to bring him La Chicote to perform a healing ceremony. Oh, what? We also have a slider since he was 6. He said she is in the luck of the family. Daniel says, I am Daniel, running Buffalo Man. Oh, what? Running buffalo man, running free. So maybe I shouldn't just read every comment. That wouldn't make for much of a show, huh? Oka hey la di da. So what do you think, sweetie? Is this not being able to smile at people in Walmart going to be a problem? I guess I kind of worry about the kids, the little kids. Yeah, you know, like back in the days before the mask mandates, you could smile at a little baby. Let him know that the world isn't all scary, that strangers can be friends. You know, I always smile at little kids. You know, give them a little heads up. What's up, Junior? You know. But now these kids, they're not going to learn how to read people's faces. You know, you can say a lot with a smile. You know. But the masks, they cover our smiles. Okay, hey, la-di-da, hey, okay. Oh, anyway, so we wrote a song where we took the old Queen, We Will Rock You, and we put it to numbers. It goes like this. But I was about to sing it. Bejig nijnes way ni win, nanin en in gold was way, nij was way, nish was way, jungus way, and middas way. Sing it, Natasha. We will rock you. No, count to 10. Oh yeah. We will count to 10. Teach you how to count to 10. Bejig, nij, nisway, ni win, nanen, nin god wasway, nij wasway, nish wasway, jungasway, midasway. 1 to 10 in OJIBWE. And weren't we supposed to get a call in this morning? Yeah, I've got him on the line right now. Oh, really? Can you patch him through? Yeah, sure. All right, we got a call, special guest today from Count from Sesame Street. Hey, Count, are you on the line? Yes, this is the Count. I am calling from Sesame Street. Well, it's a real honor to have you on the show today. How are things in Sesame Street? They're not too good. How come? We're having riots in the street. Then how come you're laughing? I have post-traumatic stress. I can't stop laughing. But inside I am crying. Oh, wow. Well, gee, Count, I'm really sorry to hear that. Yeah, it's been a tough few months for those protests and riots and that. I didn't realize Sesame Street was experiencing that. Oh, it's terrible! Our little street. Every day. It's police and rioters and protesters. Okay. Well, so anyway, sorry. I guess I didn't see that on Sesame Street. I should tune in. Looks like that show might have just gotten a lot more interesting. It's a living nightmare. Okay. So, Count, can I ask you a few questions? Oh, I would be delighted. I watch your show all the time. It's a lovely program. Oh, thank you very much. Would you like to learn to count to 10 in OJIBWE? I would love to learn to count to 10 in OJIBWE. Okay. So it goes like this. Actually, you know what? Maybe you can help me teach the viewers of the show. Oh, that would be wonderful. Okay. So I'm going to say it's a shame I don't have the text for this. I'll say the Ojibwe word, and then you can say the English word. Okay, let's do that. That sounds wonderful. All right. So to begin with, Beijig. 1. Nij. 2. Listen, man, I know you got the PTSD, but you can't just, laugh after every number. That's really annoying. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'll try to keep it to a minimum. Okay. And then, so you got your Beijig, Nij, Niswe. 3. Niwin. 4. Nanan. 5. Ningod Waswe. 6. Nij Waswe. 7. Ish Waswe. 8. Nish Waswe. 9. Midaswe. 10. Now I can count to 10 in Ojibwe Moen. You want to give it a try? Yes, please. In Ojibwe, to count to 10, I would say, BOOZHOO. No, you don't. I mean, Beijig, Nij, Niswe, Niwin, Nanan, Ningodlaswe, Nijwaswe, Nishwaswe, Jungaswe, Midaswe. All right, that's real good, Count. Listen, man, I'm going to have to let you go. Okay. And, your Transylvanian accent is really, anyway. Give us a call another day, and we'll have you back on the show. Well, thank you so much. I will see you again. Gigawababin, Minawa. Gigawababin, Minawa. Count knew how to say, I'll see you again in Ojibwe. Well, yeah, but he was watching the show. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So there you go. There's the Count from Sesame Street. Do we have any other calls lined up? I got someone on the line who says he's Bob Dylan. Really? Yeah, patch him through. Hello, caller. You're on the air. I'm sorry? Is this Bob Dylan? Oh, he sounds worse than ever. What can I do for you, Bob? Oh, you're singing your famous song. I didn't even recognize it. Yeah, big fan. Don't think you're overrated at all. I really think you're a wonderful singer. The greatest American singer, I would say. Okay. Well, I'm going to have to let you go because this bit wears out immediately. All right. Thank you very much, Bob. Thanks for calling in. Bob Dylan. Oh, wow. And so there's Bob Dylan, another Minnesota native. I mean, he's not a native, but he was born in Minnesota. He's got that one song. I was in the Great North Woods working as a cook for a spell. But I never did like it all that much, and one day the axe just fell. So I drifted on to New Orleans, where I happened to be employed. Working for a while on a fishing boat right outside the Delacroix. And all the while I was alone, the past was close behind. Meet a lot of women, but she never escaped my mind, and I just grew tangled up in blue. Yeah, I say he's a terrible singer, but then every song he's ever written is unforgettable. So, it's the day after Prayer Day, sweetie. Yeah. It's Ishwa Anima A Geisha Good. Ishwa Anima A Geisha Good. The day after Prayer Day. That's what we called Monday. Monday, Monday. La 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 la. Okay, hey, Monday, Monday. I used to hate Mondays. Tell me why. Because I always hated my jobs. And I would sing that song from the Walt Disney movie. Hi ho, it's off to work we go. La 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 la. Hi ho, hi ho, hi ho, hi ho. And sometimes I would have to pray on the way to work, going, "Please, God, help me keep my stupid mouth shut. I don't want any trouble, you know." And still, trouble would just follow me. You know, the road is long. Have you ever had a job you just hated? And you get in there and you punch in, and then, you know, the wait begins for the end of the day. You look up and you go, okay, 15 minutes down. So far, so good. I can do this. It's Monday. I'll just focus, do my work, you know. We'll have that meeting. That'll kill about an hour. And then, you know, lunch will happen around noon. And I can relax for a half an hour. I'll get back, you know, get to work, check the clock every, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, till the end of the day. When you get to punch out again and leave. I used to work at a place that had a big bell when you were supposed to start working, and a time clock. So you weren't supposed to punch in until the bell rang. But there were like 30 people worked at this place. So, you know, and I took the bus in because I was poor. Didn't have a car. Take the bus into this print shop and get up. And sometimes I was, 15 minutes early. So you walk in, take off your coat, you punch in, fill up your coffee, sipping some coffee. And you just kind of went to work. You didn't just stand and wait to start working. Or sometimes you didn't. Sometimes you just sipped your coffee and you had a conversation with somebody. So the day came when a boss had a sit down with me. And he goes, "Look, we've been looking at your time card. And you've been punching in consistently 15 minutes early. That's time theft. That's the same thing as if you were just stealing money from us. You're not supposed to punch in until at least 7 minutes to the hour, because you're getting paid for 15 minutes that you're not supposed to. That's time theft." It was like, how tight are the budgets at this place? You're paying me $4 an hour. So that's $1 a day. That's an extra $1 a day. That's an extra $10 a paycheck that I was stealing by showing up early to work. Well, it was that kind of stuff that I hated. I don't mind labor. I get it. I'm trading my labor for pay. I'm trading my labor for the time. It's an agreement. You need a task done, I will do it in exchange for money. I don't begrudge the concept of a job. But the actual practice of jobs, they say most people don't leave a job because of the pay or the work. They leave the boss. Everybody secretly hates the boss. And it grows because you have to be so phony. And the boss has this weird power over you. In the end, you have to win his favor to whatever job it is. and there's always some sort of push and pull between, the boss grudgingly doesn't want to have to pay you. He wants to make as much money as he can. But he's also got to act like he likes you. And you have to act like you like him, like you're happy to see him. How you doing today? Oh, great. How are you, sir? Look at me. Jobs. So, and you hate your job if you wait till the last minute to get there and you leave at the first minute that you can. When you're doing something you love, you don't just watch the clock. Okay, I don't have to start doing this thing until now. Let me do this thing. Whether it's teaching or running a press, printing press, or, digging a ditch, selling, whatever it is. Being a telemarketer. And then that bell. So the bell would tell us when to start. So it kind of trained you like a rat not to work until the bell started. But it also told you, hey, I'm not getting paid anymore. As soon as I hear that bell, I'm dropping my stuff. I'm not even going to finish cleaning up. I'm just going to drop everything and walk away. It's like, oh, yeah? Oh, there's the bell. There's the respectful bell that makes me feel like a human being. I guess I'm done working. How about this? So I worked at a place. They made you work on Christmas Eve. It was an overnight print shop. And but it was Christmas, so we're one big family, right? Not that anybody who owned the business was still there by the time we had lunch. But they gave us a catered, Christmas party for half an hour, where they brought in the turkey, whatever, on in styrofoam, whatever. You had to punch out, and then you got to sit around with your coworkers, and then they gave you your Christmas bonus, a $35 gift certificate to the grocery store, which I was very grateful for, because mostly I never got Christmas bonuses. I didn't expect this thing. $35 was like half of what I would make that day. They didn't pay us very well. And I went to the grocery store immediately after the shift. We would get done at like 7 in the morning. And he went there and I got some groceries and some of those fake fire logs, because I had a fireplace. And I started a little fire when I got home. Ate my groceries. It was Christmas morning. And I was all lonely. Grieving Turtle says, it's getting paid for the job we do best. That is very difficult now. It's always been difficult to get paid for what you do best. Some people, what they do best, there's no market for. Some people are really good at just straightening other people out, calling people on their BS. But it's hard to make money on that. Telling the truth. Grieving Turtle just outed. Grieving Turtle says Michael is 53 and counting. What do you think of that? Michael turns 54 this week. Getting just old. And me, I'm like a vampire. I stay the same age. My face just never ages. They say I have a painting in the attic that ages, so I don't have to. Zooming Granny smiles at. What do you smile at? It's a very, very political thing. There's just all of communication, but it's the most important nonverbal communication after the shaking of the fist. Oh, you dirty rat! The shaking of the fist is actually, you know what? Okay, here's another old man thing I don't like anymore. Let's call this segment Things I've Grown Old and Intolerant of. Don't let your kids put up that middle finger in photographs, you guys. The F word is still a swear word. It's still a sign of disrespect. And it's very vulgar. That's just part of our way. And it's cross-cultural. But every time I get on that Facebook, I see, the kids flipping off the camera. And they think they're flipping off the person taking the picture. But you're not. You're flipping off me when I'm scrolling through. Oh, how is this person? Oh, okay. They're flipping me off. Well, fine. And I'm immediately kind of put off by it. Brandy Marie says, it's your indigenous blood that indigenous people age nicely. Oh, miigwech, Brandy. I wonder if that's true. They say black don't crack. Oh, hey, la la la. But yeah, people don't control their kids anymore. They'll let their kids swear. They'll let their kids call them by their first name. Raise your kids. You got to open the schools. I can't raise my kids at home. They don't listen to me. Well, don't send them to school then. You're supposed to teach your kid how to read and write. That's not the school's job. I read this thing once, talking about how people always want to take credit for the stuff that they didn't do. In my old school, they have this mural, and it says, if you can read this, thank a teacher. I always thought, what? Number one, if you can't read, you have a bad mom, not a bad teacher. You're not supposed to wait until you're 6 to start reading. So teachers don't teach kids to read. If anything, they kind of teach them to hate reading. Read this boring thing, and then I'm going to test you on how much you remember. Today we're going to read Treasure Island. Oh, we're going to read Lord of the Rings. You kids will like this. Have you read Lord of the Rings? Not since high school. Yeah, well, I have. Ugh. I mean, it's a cool movie, but that book is the worst. He does nothing but to just describe tanned young boys' bodies for like the first 20 pages. It's so gross. So, yeah, your mom teaches you how to read, or whoever is the one reading to you before bed. That's what teaches you how to read. Or your older brother who gives you comic books. He's like, check this out, man. Spider-Man. But this is called Peter Parker. The Spectacular Spider-Man. It's more about Peter Parker. It's not just dumb fight scenes. You can read and get engaged in the story. And then you graduate to like fantasy or something. Here's a story about dragons and that. But the stuff in school they make you read. Oh, Of Mice and Men. Here's something you kids are going to love. Of Mice and Men. They say, well, I wonder if that book would have been as popular if it was titled what John Steinbeck originally wanted to call it. The Dangers of the Mentally Enfeeble. The Dangerous Dummy was what he was going to call it. Beware of the Dangerous Dummy. And instead they called it Of Mice and Men. Because that's all about Lenny and Squiggy. No, not Lenny and Squiggy. Lenny and... Ain't you going to eat your pie, George? Lenny and George. Lenny was big and dumb, and he kept on accidentally killing things. And so George had to, here I go again, put a bullet in his head. I think Brandy Marie told us when we give our little school, program, I should try not to talk about people who got shot in the head, like Lincoln and Kennedy. I need another political parade in Dallas, Texas, like I need a hole in the head. I need to see another play in my top hat, like I need a hole in the head, said Lincoln. So who got shot in the head? What was I talking about? Oh, that was Jessica? Yeah, Jessica told, don't talk about people. Oh, so George has to shoot Lenny in the back of the head because he kills a lady. Yeah, well, George was an idiot. And don't give me that, George was developmentally disabled. George was retarded. Everybody forgets that the word retarded, mentally retarded, was the politically correct term for people who were idiots and morons. Idiot and moron were the medical terms for low IQ. If you were had like IQ lower than 60 or something, you were a moron. And between 60 and 70 or something, you were called an idiot. That's why they still had terms like idiot savant. Really low IQ, but really good at playing the piano. He was an idiot savant. But people started calling each other idiots. So they're like, hey, man, do you mind? My son is an idiot. I'm like, okay, I'm sorry. I don't mean him. No, he's not an idiot. He is retarded. And the years go by, and they're like, hey, man, quit using that word. My son's retarded. And you go, no, that doesn't mean that. He has Down syndrome. That's not what I'm talking about. Nobody calls people with Down syndrome retarded. Talking people are just dumb. Okay, that's hate speech. You can't say that. Everybody's smart. You wanna get people mad? Tell them they're not artists. Everybody who went to public school grows up hearing the same thing. Oh, you're an artist. Everybody's an artist. Everybody's creative. Well, you get to a point where you got to go, okay, I'm going to get honest with you. You're not an artist. Most people, that's right. I wanted to talk about Van Gogh today. Most people are really bad at art. But no one ever says that to the kids. They're always so concerned about self-esteem. Well, I think kids can get over it. But in fact, you should be honest. It's called creative or constructive criticism. The problem is kids stop believing you when you tell them everything is awesome that they do. Then they don't, I'm not saying, oh no, that's not very good. But, when we invited like collage, oh, let's make a collage in kindergarten. That took out the craft and people having any kind of ability or skill. Like athletics and learning an instrument requires practice and being bad and then getting better. And there's a whole scale and, whatever. But art, they go, oh, this is called finger painting. And your kindergarten teacher, who's also not an artist, just lets you slop around and paint, and then everyone lies to you and says, oh, that's beautiful. It's like, no, it's not. It's just smeared paint. Like Jackson Pollock. It's not beautiful. It's just nonsense. Wake up. So I wanted to talk about Van Gogh and just what a terrible painter he was and what a weirdo he was for cutting off his ear and giving it to his girlfriend, or a girl he even liked. They weren't even dating. I mean, I think it's okay to cut off your ear and give it to somebody if you're serious. Huh, honey? Oh, yeah, that's totally normal. But if you're just like trying to court a woman, you can't cut off your ear. So he was a weirdo and, his brain wasn't all there. But I had some pictures, and maybe tomorrow I'll get them up, of Rona. I got to remember this guy's name. Some of those great, Italian sculptures. There's one of Mary and Jesus, and it's huge. It's carved out of marble. The artist, I don't know how they even did it. It's like they had magic powers. And I go, okay, this is real art. If this exists, that artist is something. And then, Andy Warhol or whoever saying, oh yeah, it's all art. Art's in the eye of the beholder. Nope. I'll be the judge. All right. Sweetie, you want to come on and talk for a while? I don't know if I'm being too negative. Okay, hey, everything's... What do you got anything you want to say? Not really. I'll come on at the end. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to Maja, I guess. We butcher the Ojibwe here in Leech Lake. I got a Majan. I got to go. But Maja, I got to leave. And I'm not going to leave. I'm going to stand over there. Michael, would you be so kind as to carry me over there like a mighty prince? Sure. All right, I'll see you guys later. La 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 doo doo. Good job, honey. Oh, thank you so much, sweetie. I kind of went off there. I was talking about artists and stuff, but I didn't have anything planned. I should have had some pictures. Oh, you think so? Yeah, I wanted some pictures of bad art, and to make the point that they sometimes whatever. Am I on camera yet? Hi, everybody. Your hair is all greasy, and you're not wearing a hat that can see your bald spot. BOOZHOO, how you doing? Sunny day, everything's A-okay. So, all right, let's read some messages. Brandy Marie says, you're always a good talker, NanaBOOZHOO. Oh, miigwech, Brandy Marie. Daniel Black says, it's time for Women's Half Hour. That's right. We're taking over. And Brandy Marie, we love Natasha. Stop. Okay. So, should I take another caller? Yeah, you can. Do you have one? Oh, yeah. The phone lines are lit up. All right, go ahead. All right. Caller, you're on the air. Cookie? Me, Cookie Monster. Yeah, okay. You're going to have to settle down a little bit. Sesame Street's on fire. Sesame Street is on fire? Yeah. Riot in street. Holy man. Are you okay, Cookie Monster? Muppet Lives Matter. Okay, well, I'm going to let you go because you're frying Michael's voice out. All right, thanks for calling. Wow, Cookie Monster. Apparently they're having some trouble in Sesame Street. Yeah, I guess there's protests and the National Guard was called out. There's a whole bunch of Trump supporters. They weren't happy about Bob, what's his name? Bob Biden. I think it's Joe Biden. Yeah, Joe Biden. I think they're tearing it up because they want a civil unrest. Wow. I never thought I would see the day that Sesame Street. Well, I guess it all did kind of seem a little dangerous. What, with giant walking birds? The homeless that grow green hair and don't wear clothes. Naked frogs married to pigs that wear clothing. Although I don't think... Is Miss Piggy on Sesame Street? I don't think so. I think she's just the Muppet Show. Oh. So Kermit is always single on Sesame Street? Well, I think in real life he's probably with Miss Piggy, but you never see her on Sesame Street. That's weird. I never realized that. Miss Piggy. Hey, frog! She's really abusive to Kermit, isn't she? Oh, she's the worst. I don't know why anybody likes Miss Piggy. Yeah, she's horrible. She kind of reminds me of Amy Schumer. Amy Schumer is a living Miss Piggy. But Miss Piggy's actually thinner, I think. But yeah, Miss Piggy was always physically assaulting Kermit. She was super jealous. She was, abusive. And they're always teaching children just terrible behaviors on Sesame Street. They teach them to just go nuts for cookies. I mean, come on. It's just a cookie. They teach him to be indifferent to the homeless. You know, everyone's like, oh, Oscar, how come you're so grouchy? You're the grouch. And he's like, well, hey, how about you try sleeping in this can with no clothes, just green hair? You know? Oh, you grouch. It's called, serious depression. And a lot of the homeless have it. That's why they're having riots, What else do they teach you on Sesame Street? I don't even know. I stopped watching when Tickle Me Elmo became a cast member. That's just not something anybody should ever say. Oh, tickle me. Won't you tickle me? I'm ticklish. It's like, shut up. No, I won't tickle you. What do I look like? Tickle Me Elmo. It's going to be like, arrest me Elmo before too long. I actually think that guy got in some trouble for that. Anyway. Jessica says, isn't Cookie Monster into vegetable these days? Probably. That show's become so ridiculously like, oh, now we have to do only good things. I'm sure they're all wearing masks now, too. Oh, put your masks on. We're in Sesame Street. Hey, everybody. Gender is a social construct. It's like, would you shut up and just teach them that the letter A stands for apple? Oh, today's NanaBOOZHOO is brought to you by the letter A for apple. Apple. Red on the outside, white on the inside. Indians who work for the BIA, Bureau of Indian Affairs. No, just kidding. And apple. What are you, red on the outside, white on the inside, you apple? No. I don't know if I love or hate Sesame Street. Like, I love it, because where would we be without it? Kind of love Jim Henson. He created all these characters. And the backdrops and the whole point. Love them. And if you really watch it with any kind of standards, it's not educational. You would never leave your education to your children to a TV show like Sesame Street. Hey, kid, sit down here for like 30 minutes, however long Sesame Street is. You can be barrage. There's going to be just a visual barrage of music and puppets and cartoons and real people, and nothing's going to make any sense. And it's not education. Brandy says, I'm going to see if I can find that when I have time, after I watch a full episode of your podcast. Yeah, okay. Maybe we should, I wonder if we can get clips and put it on here. I don't know the rules for YouTube. I'm sure they're copyrighted or something. But it'd be fun to make fun of Sesame Street. Because that's what people do. When you're the new flavor of the month, you got to trash, the old establishment. But nothing's worse than Mr. Rogers. That creepy old guy. Won't you be my neighbor? It's like, hey, get out of my house. Because there's two theories on Mr. Rogers. In the beginning of the show, he walks in singing, won't you be my neighbor? Won't you please? Won't you be my neighbor? And he takes off his shoes, and he takes off his sweater, and he puts on new slippers or something. And you think it's his house. But when the show starts, you're already sitting in there. So maybe it's your house. And he's just like your neighbor who comes in, takes off his shoes, makes himself at home, puts on your sweater. And he's like, won't you be my neighbor? And you go, hey, get out of my house, Fred. No, I'm not going to call you Mr. Rogers. What are you, my boss? What is this Victorian, won't you please, won't you be my neighbor? It's like, that's not something I get to choose. Being someone's neighbor unless you know that person and you decide to move to the house next to them. Your neighbor just happens and, it's random. And you don't ask through song. Won't you be my neighbor? What other request would you ask in song? Well, I guess everyone does that to ask someone to love them. Please don't. What's that song? Please don't go. Don't go away. I'm begging you to stay. 'Cause I'm gonna miss your love the minute you walk out that door. Please don't go. Grieving Turtle says, can Michael recall his high school football jersey number? Michael, what number were you in football? I don't remember my football. I only played football through 9th grade. And I think I had a different number every year. They just kind of gave you whatever jersey. But I think my number in basketball was 32. I think it was 32 for home games and 31 for away games. Oh, okay. There you go. Why would you remember that? I don't know. I remember everything from the past. I just can't remember anything from like a week ago or anybody's names. I've turned into my grandmother. Yeah. Your memory. It's like, why can we remember stuff from way back when, but you can't remember stuff from just a week ago? I think it's a fluoride. Do you want to come up and say hello to the people? Yeah, I suppose I should. Okay. Well, everybody, now that I've trashed us Sesame Street, sang that old song by Styx, I'm going to turn the camera over to Michael and let him finish out the show. Thank you so much for watching. It's really lovely to see you all here today. And guess I'll... Actually, can you just move the camera? See you later. Thank you, Natasha. Yeah, no problem. Hello, everyone. My hand is asleep. So, yeah. I remember high school really well. And my early childhood a lot. Like I can name every teacher I had all the way through from kindergarten on. And I could probably name everyone who was in my kindergarten class, first and last name, and describe them pretty well. There was probably 12 of us. Well, let me see if I can do it. There's me and David and Mark and Ernie. No, Ernie didn't come until later. Harold, Jones, and John, who were twins. Paul, who was held back. Richard, who was also held back. We had 2 kids flunk kindergarten. We had high standards. They weren't kidding around in the old days. They would flunk kindergartners. I'm not sure what they expected them to learn. Finger painting. Like, what did they do wrong to not pass kindergarten? Were they finger painting with their feet? 32 is a human wisdom tooth number. Oh, wisdom tooth number. Interesting. Wisdom tooth number. Why do they call them the wisdom teeth? Is it the wisdom to outgrow your mouth? I don't know. But yeah, I remember the past really well. My memory is really bad for names. Everybody says that. I've tried to rationalize it, saying, well, the reality is, I just know so many people that it's hard to keep, keep names. But I don't know what it is. I think it's an age thing. And I saw it happen to my grandmother, where she could remember everything from 40 years ago, but she would forget like who the president was. And I know it's not going to get any better for me here on out. People don't get better memories as they get older. But, maybe there's some stuff you want to forget too. Last night I had a dream. It's the only part I remembered. I walked into the room and there was a woman with two heads. She was in my house here. And I go, who let you guys in? I was annoyed that she just came in without knocking and felt a little, why are you in here? And without missing a beat, I referred to the two-headed lady as two separate people. And on some level in the dream, I remember thinking that's the proper way to talk to people with two heads. Don't refer to them as a single person. It's who let you guys in, or you people, And I woke up going, oh my goodness, why did I dream of a two-headed woman? Blonde hair. I saw from the back first, then she turned around. It was two different faces on a kind of an attractive, thin, beautiful, except for the two heads. And she didn't say anything, and I don't remember anything else that happened all night. That's the only thing I remembered. I wasn't scared of her either until I woke up and went, boy, that's crazy. Two-headed woman. So, yeah. What else? Monday. La la. We posted this video yesterday. We did Mad Hatters, Mona Lisas and Mad Hatters. It turned out pretty well. NANABOOZHOO and Natasha singing it. So check that out. Grieving Turtle says 1, 16, 17, and 32. My sister-in-law taught me dental codes. Oh, okay. Grieving Turtle is crying for some reason. Grieving Turtle. Well, you're grieving. Maybe Grieving Turtle is somebody who grieves really slowly. Is it just now sinking in 9/11? I want to know, they always talk about, it's too soon. You can't make fun of that. But there comes a day where it's no longer, a touchy subject to make jokes about, AIDS or the space shuttle blowing up. Do you guys remember when the space shuttle blew up? I think my friend was the first one to make a joke about it. No, he couldn't have been, because we didn't see it until lunchtime. I was in VOTEC. For you young people, VOTEC was what they call now a technical college. But I went to, technical college to study printing. And so while we were there, and it was in the days when a lot of people had Walkmans, they could play cassette tapes or listen to the radio. So a girl was listening to the radio on her Walkman, and she goes, oh my gosh, the space shuttle blew up. And my friend Nate, who was just kind of a smart mouth kind of guy, just to be funny, I remember we're all 18 years old and just fresh out of high school. So it feels like high school in this college class. He goes, nothing blew up. Be quiet and go back to work. And then everyone just kind of went back to work because it was so obnoxious. They did what he said. And then we all went home for lunch. We were in the dorms. And he goes, holy man, I can't believe it. It really did blow up. And my other friend, Nate, goes, hey man, what am I? And he grabbed a cigarette lighter and he goes, I was on the space shuttle. And we're like, hey dude, don't joke like that. But then by the end of the day, there were jokes like, what kind of shampoo did Krista McCullough use? They say that her head and shoulders washed up on the beach or something. I forget the jokes. But there's a picture out there I could pull up. I'm not going to turn this live chat into that. But if you look into the space shuttle crew, just Google space shuttle crew is still alive. You'll see a poster that has the crew of the space shuttle Challenger. And then each one of them has somebody who looks just like them in modern day. A photo right next to them where you go, yeah, that guy looks exactly like the person who presumably blew up that day. But his name's slightly different. Or it's the same last name but different first name. Or they'll say, oh no, that was his twin brother who's now working. But it begs the question of, were those guys really on the space shuttle when it blew up? Or was that staged? Before we go, I'll say, Bama P crew, look forward to tomorrow. It's Daniel Black. Jessica Gonzalez says, I saw that. Very nice. Dedicated to the BOOZHOO crew. Oh, yeah. My song. All right. Well, it's 7:02. Before I start talking about more things that YouTube doesn't want me to say, Maja. So, Miigwech, Ganawabieg, thank you so much for watching BOOZHOO NANABOOZHOO. I love the BOOZHOO crew. This is so much fun to do. And, it gives NANABOOZHOO and Natasha something to do. We'll be back tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. I want to wish you all a very happy day and a good Monday. And I'll see you again. Gigawabamin, Minawa, Hoa.